Good morning. This is Dr. Alan Peters from the Nourishing Wellness Medical Center, and I'm going to be sharing with you today my recipe and actually how we put together my famous grass-fed beef wild mushroom beef stew. Vegetables, beef, herbs, and wild mushroom stew. So what we're going to do is go through the steps of how I have already created about halfway there, maybe more than halfway there, and finish it off for you before your very eyes. So what I did is the first thing I used was bone broth. We made our own bone broth from a chicken that we had baked last week, a couple days ago. We take all the bones that are remaining, put them in the crock pot, put them overnight, turn it on, put a little vinegar in, and so that it helps break the bones down. And you can use either some water or you could use, maybe some low sodium chicken broth, and put that and cook that overnight. So this morning I got up, took the bones out, the remaining bones, not much left, and then I put in some chopped vegetables. That's chopped carrots, chopped celery, chopped onions, and I had a few commercial mushrooms, but to make it really, really good. So this is how that is with the celery and the mushrooms and the carrots. And what's left? Oh, there's a bone left. Okay, so that shows you that really is bone broth. So we'll take that out. It's the only one that's left. And then the next thing that I did is turn it back on, let it go for the rest of the morning. And I did put in, I've got to remember, I also put in my wild mushrooms this morning. Okay, I want to show you the wild mushrooms that I used. I get these dried wild mushrooms from Whole Foods. This is so much fun putting this together. I absolutely love this because it gives you flavors like nothing else. And what you do is you can take the variety, which I do. They have probably about 12 different varieties of mushrooms, some of which are a mixture, which I use kind of my base. But then I also add some really special ones. Okay, for example, morel mushroom. This happens to be $300 a pound. Okay, but this is only 1/10 of a pound. Okay, because they're dried. And so this is $3 worth approximately right here. And then there's the chanterelles. The chanterelles are about $100 a pound, but dried. I think this is maybe $2 or $3 worth. These are oyster mushrooms here, and the oyster mushrooms are about $80 a pound. So I used a few of those. And then I had this mixture, which I used more of actually, because this one, which is shiitake, and several others here, porcini. There's a wild, I think this is called a wild ear mushroom, and maybe one or two others. And that's only $25 a pound. So this is probably about $4 or so worth of wild mushrooms. But wow, is that special. Okay. The other thing I put in this morning was herbs. Now most of these herbs are actually from our garden. We have this sorrel, which we really love. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm just corrected by my teacher here. That's marjoram. And it's like an oregano,
yeah.
And it's a really, really good.
Great for your gut.
In abundance, okay. I had the thyme. We have two different kinds of thyme. Our parsley's getting a little weak, but I added some parsley. And then some rosemary. Now, rosemary, you have to be careful, and I've overdone this before, my teacher tells me. So you don't have to, you can't use a lot of rosemary. It's a very powerful flavor. And then these actually aren't from our garden, but this is some fresh basil, and then this is some fresh dill. And then we had some fresh garlic, which I just peeled and chopped that up and put that in also. So that's where we stand right now. We got the fresh bone broth. We have the mushrooms, the wild mushrooms. We have the herbs. We have the chopped carrots and onions and celery in there. And now we're going to add the more flavors, okay? So I just cooked up the grass-fed beef, okay, sauteed that up.
You want to just show us?
And here is that beautiful selection of some pieces of grass-fed beef from, this is from Sprouts. You can also get this from U.S. Wellness Meats, going through our website and find U.S. Wellness Meats. Absolutely fabulous. And I cooked this up in a little bit of coconut oil, okay, a little bit of olive oil, We have several different kinds of olive oil. We just love olive oil. I did put a little Worcester sauce on it, and then I put some infused smoked salt, which is just absolutely fabulous, that we love to use. We love these infused salts because they're real salts. We don't use table salt, which is just a chemical. We use nothing but sea salts, and we love these infused salts. And then I use these rainbow peppercorns. This is from Trader Joe's. And so that's what I